So I attended Al-Anon, which is a 12-step group, for 7 years straight, and I always went to a men's meeting that was once a week, and I went religiously to that. And I was going through a hard time. I was going through, living with alcoholism, and eventually went through a divorce. And it was so great because the men were so open and caring, and they were not the men that you would think would be that way, because they were like most of them were businessmen in the meeting I went to. And so you would think, oh, they're not going to be that way, but they were, because it was a safe environment. It's because it was all men, and they could say what they wanted, and everyone had shared. And that's the way 12-step works in general, is that you share about your experience, and you're always greeted or met with just warmth from your shares. You're actually not supposed to say anything when someone shares, and that's another cool thing, is that you just get to talk, and then someone afterward will come up to you and say, I have the same experience, or someone might share after you and say, I have the same experience. So I had this for 7 years, this wonderful experience, being really close to these guys, having a sponsor. And then I got into the intuitive business, or I was already psychic, but I met Janet, and she headed me down this path, said try readings, and I did it, and I loved helping people. But the first thing I noticed was that she had a woman's circle, and women were so supportive of each other in the intuitive environment and intuitive areas, but men didn't have that. And in fact, there were very few men. And I did a survey of our friends who are practitioners, and only about 10% of most people's clients are men. And then of all the practitioners, how many are men? I think it's even less. It feels like it's more like 5% of practitioners are men, or at least, especially in the psychic part of it. So that's one. Our numbers are down. But the first thing I thought is, we need a men's group to talk about intuitive stuff, and talk about being empathic, talk about absorbing someone else's feelings. A lot of the stuff is talked about in 12 steps, but in a different way. So now, with my new knowledge of how to do this, I was like, I want to have a men's group. So that's how this started a couple of years ago. And it's tough getting guys to do this, getting guys to come out and do this, I'll be honest. But that's my plan, is we definitely need each other. So with a new men group, it's about sharing what's going on with you. And I am going to teach about what I know about intuition, and how to incorporate it in your life, how to incorporate boundaries. That's the main thing that most of us need, is how to incorporate boundaries. In fact, that's what the first meeting is about, February 28th. So anyway, come on out, or spread the word, please. Please help me spread the word. Us guys need this stuff. And it's a inclusive meeting, so contact me if you have any questions about whether you would be included, okay? Thank you.